Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Yarn Creations podcast. My name is Adela and I live in Pretoria in South Africa. Here I share my passion for yarn, yarn related crafts, knitting and crochet and weaving. I'm once again wearing my ladyfinger sweater. Course, my other sweater that is warm enough is not finished yet. So you will probably see me in this sweater maybe for the next episode as well, because the long sleeves are waiting to be knitted. I'll show you just in a while what I've finished on my raglan sweater. I think I talked about the ladyfinger sweater in, I think, episode 19, and explained everything I did and changed and the modifications. The only thing that I might have forgotten to mention is that I did not do all the color work in the body. I did less color work in the body, I think maybe just so that it's not that busy. I don't know, I could have done it. I'm sure it would have looked beautiful. I think it's just in my nature to do everything a little bit differently. That's the only explanation I have for it. So let's get started. I think what I will show you first is the weaving I've done. There's one, the towels that I've woven, they were finished last time, but I forgot to show them to you. They are done in Ashford cotton, 5-2 cotton, and also in the caterpillar cotton from Ashford. So here is the one that's got caterpillar and the 5-2 cotton in it. And then there's one with that I used only, I used mostly black and then some different colors here, doubled up in the weft with a waffle, 1x1 waffle pattern. I love the colors, the bright colors in this one. That's mostly created by the black, I think. And then the third one that all came out of the, I think I warped 3.4 meters. They are all different sizes. That's just how they worked out. This is once again one with a pickup. Yeah, I tried to do the pickups in these colored squares in between the white warp ends. So that was a very nice project to do. I really enjoyed weaving these towels. And then I also finished the scarf I showed you last, that was on my 30 centimeter loom. It's very nice and quite long. I just alternated some patterns. Here's some check pattern. Some just changing, gradually changing colors. And I think this is my favorite part. It's I alternated the green, the minty green, with the pink and the orange in the weft. So that came out very nicely. I'm very happy with it. I haven't measured it. I think I warped 2.75 meters. So I think this will be approximately 2 meters. I haven't measured it yet. And I've got beautiful twisted fringe. I think they are very pretty. It's very light and very airy. I warped doubled, and also in the weft I used the yarn held double throughout. The yarns I used was the yarn tails, Beinspired yarn tails. And I used, there's only these 3 colors available, and I used these 3 colors. Sometimes only the mint green held double, sometimes the pink on its own held double. I never used the orange on its own. I held it double with the pink, and then there's also small sections where I used the pink and the mint held together as well. 3 lovely colors that resulted in a very beautiful fabric that I like very much. Then I've got quite a stash of African Expressions Harmony, and I decided I want to try and weave 2 panels and stitch them together. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'm not sure if the stripes that I'm weaving will line up. I'm not sure what's going to happen. This is just an experiment, and because the harmony is one of our affordable yarns here in South Africa, I don't mind experimenting with that. It makes a beautiful fabric. It's a little bit stretchy, so you have to tighten it up quite often, but that's okay. It makes a beautiful fabric. And the colors I used were these, a blue and a dark beige and a light gray, and then also a darker gray and a blue, dark blue. That is the colors that I had in my stash, and I just want to try and use that. I warped 2.5 meters, and I measured this. It's 1.8, exactly what I thought it would be. The length is 1.8 meters. It's a bit crunched up, a bit creased at the moment. I haven't washed or blocked or anything. I want to weave the second panel first, and then try and stitch them together, and then I will wash it. Hopefully it will look okay. I will see how that will work out. But I do like the fabric that I got. I used a 10 dent reed for this. Usually when you do the wraps per inch test, this will take you to a 7.5 reed, but I thought for a blanket type of fabric, I'll use the 10 dent reed, and I think it worked out quite well. It's a gorgeous fabric, dense, like I like, that's the way I like a blanket to be. And I really like the fabric I got. Sorry for it's so creased. So this weekend I want to try and warp the second panel. The weaving goes really fast. It's a nice, enjoyable, fast weave. So I think by next week I might have the 2 panels done, and then we'll see if I can attach them together that it looks okay. I really hope so. Otherwise I'll find some other use for it. Otherwise it will only be 2 loose panels for maybe at the end of a bed, or I'll just see. I can use the fabric for anything. It's also a very nice table runner, I think. So that is actually a work in progress, but that's all the weaving that I want to show you. Next up, I'll show you socks that I'm busy with. This is a sock that I've completed, a very colorful and a nice sock, very colorful and stripy sock. It's a little bit blown out on the camera. Just 20 rows 2x2 rib, 20 and 60 rounds leg, and then my usual heel flap, slip stitch heel flap, heel turn, and in the gusset again with my extra decreases at the bottom. I mentioned last time that for a 16, if you have 16 repeats of the slip stitch heel flap, you will have 12 stitches to decrease. But that will only be true if you pick up 2 extra stitches in the corner. That's what I do. I picked up 2 extra stitches in the corners. That's the way I learned from Kay Jones. I'm a Patreon with him, and she's got amazing videos for every little detail of how to do everything as neatly as possible. So that's what I learned from her, is how to pick up 2 extra stitches, that there's no hole in the corners there. And if you do it that way, for a ordinary 16 repeat heel flap, you will have 12 decreases. So for because I do 19 to 20 repeats for the heel flap, I do the extra 4 decreases, 3 or 4 decreases underneath the foot, just so that this isn't, otherwise that decreases go up to almost to the middle of your foot. And I just did the umbrella toe, also from Kay Jones. So now I just have to do the second one. This yarn was a gift from a lovely friend of mine. We share our passion for everything yarn related. It's a Regia design line by Cafe Facette. It's a discontinued yarn, I think. I'm not sure. I don't think you will be able to buy it anywhere anymore. But it makes really nice random stripes. That's why I didn't mind to do a heel flap and gusset, because the stripes aren't the same anyway. So it really doesn't matter if they are a bit narrower in the when you're doing the gusset. So now I just have to do the second one. I've got a lovely little project bag that I bought from Naturalярns. I love anything with proteas. I've got a whole set of this fabric in bags, and this one is really, it's by I love Supreme is the company that makes these bags, and this is perfect for socks. I can recommend that Kay Jones has got a pattern on Ravelry called Vanilla Cream Socks. And if you buy that pattern, you get access to 6 videos, tutorial videos on how she does every little section of the perfect sock. And I can really recommend you buying that pattern to get all her tips and tricks of how to knit the perfect top down with a heel flap and gusset and her umbrella toe. That's her signature pattern. And then the other sock is a test knit I'm doing for Noma Ndlovu from BiggerthanLife knits. You can really check her out. She's got beautiful designs, and this is her new sock pattern that is now being tested. It's called the Pink Rose Socks by Noma Ndlovu, and I really like the design. I'm using Stash. This is a BFL hand dyed by Indie Fibers, and I bought it from Beinspired last year, I think. So this is a shorty sock, but you first knit this lace piece, and then you do a 1-by-1 ribbing. So then you are supposed to turn your work inside out so that you can continue. Actually, after you've done this lace part, you turn your work inside out, and then you knit the 1-by-1 ribbing, and then the rest of the sock. It's got a very little dainty pull bump pattern in it. I really like this design. It's something different, and I think it will look very nice with my ankle boots that I've got. Can't wait to finish them so that I can try them on with my boots. And you can even, if you want the ribbing to show a little bit, you can even wear it like that. So these garter ridges, or reversed garter ridges, reversed stockinette ridges, sorry for that, gives you the opportunity to fold it over at different places. So that also looks very nice to me. So I'm just my contrasting color. Do I have it here? No, I don't think so. I don't know where I've put it, but it's also the BFL, just in a lighter color. And I love these little very tiny stitch markers that I use only for sock knitting. That's a cocoa knit stitch markers that I also bought from Beinspired to create. It's an online shop with lots of nice things to buy. And the sock blocker is from Naturalyarns, and the sock yarn is called Queso. So this is the pink rose socks that I'm test knitting for Noma and Ndlovu. And I'm using my usual Chiagu 2.25. The pattern also calls for 2.25 for the rest of the sock. This you knit with a 3mm, and then the rest of the sock with a 2.25mm. And I think I've always knitted my socks with 2.5mm needles, and I think I will continue to do that for when I knit with opal yarn. But I think for any other yarn, especially superwashed yarns, I think I will always knit it with a 2.25mm from now on. So that is the socks that I'm busy with, 2 pairs. And then my sweater. Last night we had a lovely Zoom kuier with Knottyhabit. She does it once a month, and everyone is welcome. If you follow the Knottyhabit page on Facebook, she gives the link for the Zoom meeting few days in advance. And then once a month on a Thursday evening, we have a lovely chat, and we hear what Mincy has done, what nice yarns she's dyeing up, what plans she has. And then we show each other what we are busy with, what we are knitting or crocheting or whatever we are doing. And then we just have a nice chat while we are knitting. And I finished the ribbing of my sweater last night. Can't even get it all in. So there is my ribbing. Look at that beautiful navy blue tonal color. I'm in love with it. I did a split hem, and then the back is about the front ribbing I did 14 rows, and the back ribbing I did 20 rows. So I cast this off last night. I'm very happy with how it looks. And I first did the front ribbing, and then when I do the back ribbing, I pick up 2 extra stitches on both sides, just to make that split a little bit more secure. And then also when I weave in my ends, I also try and do it in that little corner, so that it's also because that split, if you stop with the stockinette and you do the ribbing, that can be quite a weak spot there. So I'm happy with my progress. I love how it works out. I was a little bit unsure of how I should knit the sleeves, but I think I'm going to do the same color patterning in the sleeve up to here. I might do more of the blue because my arms are quite long. I have to knit very long sleeves, so I think I'll do a little bit more of this lighter blue. It's a beautiful yarn, beautiful colors, and then go on to the navy. I forgot to mention last time, I think, that this is a 2-ply worsted yarn. I think I worked out this. The skeins are 120 meters, but it's about 187 meters for 100 gram. And the 3 colors that I have is these 3. It's a beautiful, beautiful 2-ply yarn. So it's loosely plied, but it knits up beautifully. I love the feeling. It's really a buttery, soft yarn. So hopefully I will make some progress. So my priority for knitting at the moment is finishing the socks that I'm test knitting for Noma, and then the sweater, so that I can hopefully wear it before the end of the winter. And then just one other thing I quickly want to show you is this cushion. This is a very languishing whip. I've started it more than a year ago. It's with the Katia Basic Merino. That's 50% merino, 50% acrylic. It's a gorgeous, affordable yarn to work with. And I just crocheted with leftover yarns. I knitted a sweater actually in this yarn, and it worked up really, really nice. But my sister-in-law claimed that sweater for herself. So I don't think there's any way that I'm going to get it back. But with the leftover yarns, I'm just crocheting these 4 round circles. There's lots of patterns for how to do this in all the different colors. In every circle I do 2 rounds in one color and 2 rounds in a different color. I've got a lot here. I've got these colors as well. So I've got quite a few of these circles still that I can connect. And what I plan to do with it, I bought a nice big cushion again from Mr. Price. They are very affordable, and it's already got a very nice cover. And I'm going to make another cushion cover. So I will continue with this right around the whole cushion. So I still have to do the whole back. And then what I will do is I will just attach the back and the front at these points. there and there and there. I will just attach them, and I usually do it in such a way, at least at one of these sides, so that you can unravel the joints, and if you want to wash it, you can just take it off them and wash it and put it back and then stitch them together again. I guess what I can also do is maybe put buttons. Maybe I will try that for this one, is put buttons on this one, because the hole in the corner is actually big enough, I think, for a small button to go through. So that might also be a good idea, is to put little buttons here, attach them to the one side, and then just put them through the other side of these corners. So there's still a lot to do. I do a join as you go, a PLT, that means pull loop through. So I do the one round where I make it into a hexagon, and then in the round of single crochets I also join. So it's a very, very neat, perfect way of joining. And you can find lots of tutorials for the PLT join from Rochelle from Cypress Textiles. That is my go-to way. I might not always do it in every stitch, like for this, for these motifs. You can do it in every third stitch, or any way that you want to, that can work out for you. It's a really beautiful way of joining your squares. So I think this is a project that will definitely, that's why it's here, so that I can see it and maybe try and join one or two circles or one or two squares, and then eventually this will also be a nice cushion for my cushion corner. So that is all that I can share with you today. Thank you so much if you made it up to here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I can continue to do these videos maybe every 2-3 weeks, and whenever I can find a suitable time. And I've got a very small window of good lighting in my house, because I've got lots of big trees, and because it's winter, the sun is very low, not that low, not like in Europe, but it's because we are got the big trees, the sun is behind those big trees a good part of the day. So then the lighting isn't very good in my house, so I have to find the perfect time to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have a lovely time and lots of craft time. Goodbye for now.